This is a list of film accidents from Wikipedia.org. This is intended to be a list of notable accidents which occurred during the shooting of films and television, such as cast or crew fatalities or serious accidents which plagued production. It is not intended to be a list of every minor injury or actor or stuntman suffered during filming. Stunt work accounts for over half of all film-related injuries, with an average of 5 deaths per every 2,000 injuries. From 1980 to 1990, there were 37 deaths relating to accidents during stunts. 24 of these deaths involved the use of helicopters. Okay, so they start off in the 1900s. We'll just start at the beginning. The film Across the Border from 1914. Cast member Grace McHugh and camera operator Owen Carter drowned during the filming of a scene in which McHugh's character crosses the Arkansas River on horseback. The Valley of the Giants, film from 1919. Silent era star Wallace Reed was badly injured in a train crash during filming in Oregon. His injuries caused him severe pain, and the studio supplied him with increasing quantities of morphine so he could keep working. Addicted to morphine, he also suffered from alcoholism and later died in 1923 at the age of 32. Unidentified Harry Lehrman comedy from 1919. Comedian Billy Ritchie, while working on a short comedy film, was kicked in the stomach by an ostrich and sustained internal injuries. Okay, from the 1920s. Haunted Spooks, film from 1920. On the set of a publicity shoot that took place while filming, actor and comedian Harold Lloyd picked up what he thought was a prop bomb with the fuse lit, but realized too late the bomb was real. It detonated, blowing off the thumb and first finger of his right hand, and also temporarily blinded him. For the rest of his career, Lloyd concealed his missing fingers with a prosthetic glove. The Skywaymen, film from 1920. Pilots Milton Elliott and Omer Locklear were killed on August 2nd, 1920, during filming. Their plane crashed at the DeMille Airfield along Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles while filming the night scenes. Souls for Sale. Actress Barbara Lamar injured her ankle during filming, and doctors prescribed not only morphine but also cocaine to control the pain and enable her to continue filming. Working on the production left Lamar addicted to drugs, a factor which contributed to her premature death 3 years later. Sherlock Jr., film from 1924. While hanging from a water tower, Buster Keaton pulled a rope which released water from the tower, knocking him to the ground. In the scene, he stood and ran into the distance. During a routine physical exam 11 years later, an X-ray revealed that Keaton had fractured his neck. The Warrens of Virginia, film from 1924. On November 29th, 1923, while working on location in San Antonio, Texas, Martha Mansfield was severely burned when a match, tossed by a cast member, ignited her Civil War costume of hoop skirts and flimsy ruffles. Mansfield was playing the role of Agatha Warren and had just finished her scenes and retired to a car when her clothing burst into flames. Her neck and face were saved when leading man Wilfred Little threw his heavy overcoat over her. The chauffeur of Mansfield's car was burned badly on his hands while trying to remove the burning clothing from the actress. The fire was put out, but she sustained substantial burns to her body and died the following day. Oh, that's terrible. Ben-Hur, a film from 1925. An early filming attempt of the chariot race was done on location at the Circus Maximus in Rome. It brought about the death of one stuntman when a wheel of his chariot broke. The general, film from 1926. During filming of the epic black comedy in Oregon, there were a number of incidents. Several National Guardsmen employed as extras for the Civil War battle scenes were injured by mishaps caused by misfiring muskets or explosions. Director and star Buster Keaton was knocked unconscious when he stood too close to a cannon firing. Assistant director Harry Barnes was accidentally hit in the face by a blank charge. Train brakeman Fred Lowry sued the production for $2,900 after his foot was crushed when it was run over by a locomotive wheel during filming of one of the railway scenes. Wings, film from 1927. During filming of the World War I aerial combat scenes, stunt pilot Dick Grace was required to deliberately crash land a Fokker D-7, specially modified to crumple on impact. When the Fokker D-7 struck the ground, the landing gear failed to crumple, making the impact a heavier one than had planned. This caused Grace's safety straps to break, sending his head through the instrument panel, leaving him with 4 crushed vertebrae and a broken neck. Amazingly, Grace spent only 6 weeks in the hospital and was back performing stunt work again within 1 year. Noah's Ark, a film from 1928. 3 people died. 1 man lost a leg, and a number were injured in a scene where several hundred extras were caught in the Great Flood. The deaths were instrumental in the introduction of film safety regulations that following year. The Aviator, film from 1929. During aerial scouting for locations, an aircraft crashed, killing cameraman Alvin Netchell and actor and stunt pilot William Hauber. A film from 1929, a famed German shepherd named Strongheart, who was a film star, was burned after accidentally coming into contact with a hot studio light. The burn became tumorous, eventually leading to his death later on that same year. Okay, 1930s. Okay, I don't think I'm going to have time to finish up, but I'll try whatever we can't finish. We'll just follow up in part 2. I can see there's going to be a lot of parts. 1930s, Hell's Angels movie from 1930. 3 pilots were killed during the filming. The sole Sikorsky S-29A, owned by Roscoe Turner, which portrayed a German Gotha bomber, crashed during filming on March 22, 1929, when stunt pilot A. Wilson put it in a spin for its final scene and was unable to recover from the spin. He was ready to bail out and called back to his mechanic, Phil Jones, who was in the rear of the plane dumping lamp black to stimulate smoke. He called back to him to jump out, but he didn't hear him and went down with the plane. Only one brief shot of the spinning Sikorsky was used in the film. Such Men Are Dangerous, a film from 1930. During aerial filming off the coast of Southern California, 2 Stinson Detroiter aircraft employed as camera planes collided over the ocean. All 10 men on board the 2 planes were killed, including director Kenneth Hawks, brother of Howard Hawks, assistant director Max Gold and Ben Frankel, cinematographer Conrad Wells, and cameraman George Eastman. Families of the men who were lost took legal action against Fox Film Company, but the courts ruled in favor of the Fox Film Company. That's terrible. The Viking, a film from 1931. After completion of filming in Canada, producer, co-director, and real-life adventurer Eric Frizzell decided that more footage of the Labrador ice floats was required. He and a small film crew joined the real ship, the Viking, on a seal hunting voyage in order to obtain the footage that he wanted. On March 15th, the ship became trapped in ice near Horse Isles, and dynamite stored on board, which was intended for breaking up ice floes, accidentally detonated, destroying the vessel and killing 27 men, including Frizzell and cameraman Alexander Penrod. The Charge of the Light Brigade, a film from 1936. During the filming of the charge sequence, a stuntman was killed when he fell off his horse and landed on a broken sword that was lying in the field, unfortunately wedged in such a position that its blade was sticking straight up. Also, due to the use of tripwires, 36 horses had their legs broken and had to be shot during filming, resulting in the U.S. Congress passing laws to protect animals used in motion pictures. Oh my gosh, Jesse James, a film from 1939. A horse was killed during the scene where it was ridden off a cliff into a river. The incident led to the American Humane Association opening a Hollywood office in 1940, monitoring the treatment of animals in films. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm out of time, so stay tuned for part 2. This is fun for me. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening.